Looking back on the first race of the year, we're obviously very pleased to come away with a podium so early on, and to start the relationship off that well was obviously a very big plus. But at the same time, we're a little bit disappointed because, you know, when you are fighting for so much of the race for the race win, and when it comes down to the final 20% of the race and you're still leading and you're not able to bring it home, it's a little bit like you feel like you came up short, even though with a difficult qualifying starting 8th, finishing 3rd was actually a very good result. You know, we were hungry for more, so going into Sunday, we knew that we had a car that was capable of being on the podium and fighting for race wins. But the opening lap didn't really go my way, so we fell back quite a lot to P11 and then had to come back through. And again, we were in 3rd position, which would have been quite a good result considering. And on the very last lap, lost that. So, you know, in both races we were 2 laps short, which is so close yet so far. But I think considering the degradation that we saw in Bahrain on the medium Pirelli tire, I don't think that any race that we have on the calendar will be as extreme as that. So I think we got through the hardest part, and to come out there in the championship is a great start. Yeah, the sprint race, we knew that we had the potential to be on the podium again, based on the pace that we had in race 1. So that was our aim going into it. The first lap was very tricky and we lost quite a few spots. So that kind of put us on the back foot, and as much as you need to preserve tires in the sprint race, considering we were P11 at the end of the first lap, we had to kind of not, and we had to move through the field quite quickly. And the goal of ours for that race was to match our pace to Stoffel, and I think we did a very good job of that. I just don't think anyone really realised how good of a job Nathaniel was doing behind us. So at the end of the day, he fully deserved that podium because at the end of the race he was 2 to 3 seconds a lap quicker than pretty much everyone. I think the podium on Saturday, we were a bit disappointed with that because we wanted to win. And the podium on Sunday, we would have been quite pleased with that. So I think we were a little bit disappointed, but as I said in the beginning, being P3 in the championship, leaving the first race weekend, on a track where the tire degradation was going to be the highest based on the compounds that Pirelli chose, I think that if we could have been successful in that race weekend and in those races, then that bodes very well for the rest of the year. I think we're going into Barcelona with very high hopes. Obviously we want to continue where we left off in Bahrain, and you know, it's going to be a challenging weekend for everyone because we don't have the 3 days of testing prior to the event like we've had in Bahrain, so it's going to be very much you can hit the ground running the quickest in the 45-minute practice session and then turn the car around for qualifying that same afternoon. So I think coming away from Barcelona we'll have a very clear picture of who is really our true competitors and where everyone's true pace is. Well, between races, I'm in the UK, in this house, which is great, and I've been in the UK for 4 years now, so a lot of my friends over in Europe are based here, so that's quite a nice thing to come back from a race weekend and to be able to hang out with people. But I'm going to Spain on Sunday, south of Spain, to spend time with the team and kind of prepare for Barcelona. So I'm kind of in between England and Spain and get back to America as much as I can. So a very busy travel schedule. Yeah, I am very positive, but there are a few areas that we need to improve on for sure. But one thing that's very true is our race car is incredibly good, and it feels so nice to be able to go out into a race and have the confidence in the race car and have the confidence to actually be able to fight with people and overtake cars, and that's something that I haven't experienced in quite a long time. So I really enjoyed driving the car and testing, but even more so over this past race weekend. So going ahead to Barcelona, I really can't wait for the weekend. Obviously there's a lot of work to do between here and then, but yeah, I think everyone's very confident in the team and we just need to keep our feet on the ground and do the best shot that we can.